Well, hey there, and welcome to the Friday Live Day. I apologize for the tardiness. I actually was just off of another stream, and we're here now for the Friday Live Day. I apologize about that. Did run into a slight technical difficulty for whatever reason while getting things set up here for the channel for tonight's Friday Live Day. So I'm super pumped that you're here. I'm super pumped that if you're watching this on the replay, everything is going to be fantastic. Let me get my chat up and the windows good to go and all that good stuff. So, guys, I'm really excited about what we're going to be talking about today, because these are the things, this is the conversation that I wish I had, uncovered, that I wish I had discovered, that I wish somebody had shared with me when I first was getting started on YouTube. And it wasn't, when I actually got first started on YouTube, it had nothing to do with me actually wanting to be a YouTuber. I wasn't even using YouTube as a platform for what it was created for initially, or what it's currently being used for. I had no intentions of actually, doing all the things when it comes to being a YouTuber. My intent was just to use YouTube as a video hosting platform of sorts. You have other companies out there like Wistia. You have other companies out there like Vimeo, where you pay to just host your videos so that you can upload them to your website and all of those great things. Well, I wasn't using any of those services. I definitely was going to pay for one. We had something like YouTube that literally lets you upload as much as you want, as many years as you want, and it's free. Now there, was the time where it was only the free option and there were no other options. And now we have where there are paid options for YouTube, and you can minimize the ads and do all those things that help makes the experience more enjoyable. But otherwise, you have a platform that is completely free of charge that you can just use to your heart's content. And that's what I was using YouTube for. That was my intent for using YouTube. And the more I started to step out of that consumer mindset and I started to step more into just expanding my entrepreneurial mind when it comes to online business and marketing, then some things really started to change. And it did not take long of me doing that before, I actually went ahead and did it. So I think, we'll get into that in just a bit. But again, whether you're watching this here live or on the replay, I just want to thank you for being here. So we're going to keep it fairly short tonight, as much as possible as far as the content is concerned, and then we will hop into the actual Q&A chat session or whatever the case may be if you're live. If we have any questions or anything like that, if not, we'll wrap it up and keep it short. So just to save the integrity of the restream. So yes, today's talk is really predicated on the conversation that we had yesterday. So yesterday we hit 602 subscribers, and I believe it was even more than that by the time the end of the day officially ended and we were rolling into Friday morning, 12 a.m. So, and already, we've got another 8 subscribers or so. So if you're new to the channel, I welcome you. I thank you for being here. And I'm glad to have you a part of the community. So in that live stream yesterday, we were talking about, and I'll link that up above in the YouTube card, is that we were discussing just different things. And I was just sharing my heart about just what I was feeling, what I was dealing with, what I was experiencing, what emotions that, you kind of go up those ebbs and flows, those highs and those lows, and all of those different things when it comes to really starting to dig your feet into and really just sink your teeth into this online marketing machine that we call YouTube. So I don't want to take up a whole bunch of time when it comes to that. So we're going to jump over. So I do got some slides prepared for today. We're going to talk about a couple things. And as always, if you guys have any questions, whether you're here live, you can post it in the chat. And we'll address those a little bit towards the end or somewhere midway. And then if it's afterwards, then you can just post them in the comments. And you guys know I always hit you back in the comments. But let's jump over to it. So today's stream is all about what the experts don't share about growing your YouTube channel. A lot of things that you'll see on the YouTube, a lot of just all kinds of stuff that'll be out there when it comes to starting a YouTube channel, actually setting the stuff up and doing all these different things. And we'll cover some of that tonight. But Otherwise, it's just like there are plenty of experts, and I'm sure you've seen them out there, and they're great. I believe they're good people with good integrity, and it's not that they're omitting to just or purposely, maliciously omitting something, but just the fact that, it's some things that you just, again, you wish that someone would have shared with you that they didn't before. And so here's what you're going to learn today. So today, let me get this out the way. So today we're going to be covering the 3 core principles in growing an online audience, the one pitfall of growing a YouTube channel that the experts don't talk about, and then number 3, how to avoid the creative trap online, and we'll touch on that for a little bit as well. So if you haven't met me, if we haven't met before, my name is Diana Gladney, and I am a small business coach, and my passion and my purpose is helping busy 9-to-5 workpreneurs, which is a working entrepreneur. And if you don't know what that is, it might just be you run a business, something that you're doing as a side hustle part-time, or that you're wanting to, but you're also working your 9-to-5 job to support your family, to take care of yourself, for health reasons or whatever the case, or just that's the field that you're coming from. Whether you love what you do or you hate what you do, I believe everybody has a passion and a purpose, and it is my aim to make sure that I help you transform that passion into the business that you love, so that you can begin to live your purpose and change people's lives. And then if you always want to connect, you can reach me at dianagladney.com. So I love this quote. It's by George Edward Woodbury, and just the name Woodbury makes me think of The Walking Dead. So you can let me know if you watch The Walking Dead as well, but that's a side note there. But defeat is not the worst of failures. Not to have tried is the true failure. And I believe that's so true and so critical when it comes to starting something massive it's something massive, but something simple at the same time, as a YouTube channel. Because it's simple to do, but we know the things that are easy to do are not always easy to actually accomplish or actually follow through with. But the things that are simple to do, again, it's not always easy to do. So let's jump back in time real quick. We don't even need a DeLorean for this one. July 24, 2016, I actually uploaded my first video to YouTube. Now, this, again, was not with the intent to actually get traction or something like that. I legit just was uploading a video because this was one to be like a welcome video or something like that I had on my website that looked incredibly awful at the time, but it was a work in progress, as was many things. And as you can see from the screenshot that I pulled here from my actual analytics is, at this time, I had 100, or I still at this time currently have 161 views on this channel, and I'll talk about how the first 100 of those views were an accident, 3 comments, and 3 likes. Now, I guarantee you about 1 or 2 of those likes are from me on my business channel and 1 on my personal channel, because I always watch my stuff back just to make sure it's good, and then, pump yourself up. Nothing wrong with that. But I just wanted to point out, everybody starts in the land of I suck. Everybody starts in the land of I suck. And as you can see, I was using my little point and shoot camera, my Canon ELPH, I believe it's the ELPH 160 or something like that. You probably find these now anywhere for about $30. But, July 24, 2016, worked with my first business coach that I actually hired, paid dough out to. And he was telling me you need to be on video. He kept emphasizing. He was like, you got to go do it right now. I charge you with doing it right now. So I uploaded one. This was a Sunday. It was hot as who knows what. My face was very flush. But you can just see there are things now that I did wrong in this video that you couldn't tell me nothing about this video being bad. And, it's at 480p quality. So it wasn't even at 720p resolution for it to be HD video. It's not even the regular 16:9 size, even though I have all this information over here. It's not even the regular 16:9 size. And of those 161 viewers out of a minute. It's a minute and 35-second clip. 1 minute, 35-second clip that I was going to post to my website. And do you not know that people only watch up to like 35 seconds of that video? And here's why. Here's the interesting thing about here's the interesting thing about the whole thing. Here's the reason why that video has the amount of views that it has, and that they can only stomach to watch 35 seconds of the video. Because it was never intended for none of those people that were watching that video. Those people shouldn't have been on my channel. And at that time, I did not know that there was a viral video going around that had something to do with the importance of focus. And that unknowingly, I had tapped into my first bit of ranking for a video that did not have, like, I guess for whatever that viral video was, it did not have a lot of competition, I guess. And I kept thinking, and I'm thinking out the side of my neck, outside of my brain. I'm thinking about that, so I'm talking out the side of your neck. But anyway, but I'm thinking, man, this YouTube stuff really works. Look at all these people coming to my channel. This is amazing. And then the weirdo comments start getting, I wasn't looking for this. This is not or whatever. And then you get the disgusting people that show up from the weird parts of the internet. And so it's like 100. It was like, at the time, I think it was like 99 just instantly. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm going to make so much money online. It's going to be fantastic. No. And this will tie into some of the other points that we get into. But I was attracting the wrong people. I was not attracting anybody that was going to be of the audience that I wanted to develop. So that first video that I uploaded to my YouTube channel was a mistake. In the fact that it began to rank for a keyword phrase that I did not want it to rank for. Well, it's not that I didn't want it to rank for it. I don't want it to rank for it right now. I can tell you that much, because it's quite embarrassing. And it's just so many things that was wrong with that video. But again, like I said, it is just the idea that, so many things going on wrong with this one, but we'll move on. So let's talk about this here for a minute. So what the experts are all talking about for growing a YouTube channel, I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you've been interested in it. I'm sure you've wanted to know about it. And you get all the stuff like your technical tips, YouTube thumbnails, titles, and SEO. And if you aren't familiar with what SEO is, that's search engine optimization. And that's what I had tapped into, unbeknownst to me, when I put up that video, The Importance of Focus. And I think it was like a rap song or a clip or something that had the word focus in it, or to some effect. But search engine optimization. I had not optimized that video for search, but that title did begin to rank. So that's what some of the things that you'll begin to see the YouTube experts. And it definitely can help your channel grow, because if it was of the content that those people were looking for, it may have continued to get more views and things like that and pushed along further in the YouTube algorithm. You'll get cameras and tech. I touch into this a little bit because it's important to entrepreneurs to be knowledgeable about the equipment that they're using, what's available to them, and what is best on our level for the things that we're going to be doing. Collaborations, connecting with other ones. I got one coming up with Alex Miner. Can't wait to do that one. That'll be very exciting to do. Stock images, video, music options, all that good stuff. Then they talk about stuff like that's around the topics of avoiding poor habits when it comes to creating an online business, creating a YouTube channel, and, no sub for sub stuff. That's like you're trolling. Talk about no trolling, hopping around from channel to channel. I like to watch video game streams, so I'm a part of certain communities, certain creators in that space in my downtime, and I like to, hop on a live stream. And you'll see people jump in the comments, and other people, you recognize other people, and you make connections. And so everybody knows who everybody is. in the stuff we know everybody's story, or like one kid never likes to do his homework, and so they have to boot him off the stream, make him go do his homework, and just like a little knit community. You help somebody in, hey, come watch my gameplay of such and such. Troll. They'll tell you things about caring about your community and not just being about yourself. Ask the audience what they want. And so you kind of wonder, okay, well, that seems like all it should be, since that's what, about 6 or 7 top experts for YouTube are kind of talking about in one form or another. So what things could be missing? I want to talk about something real quick, and this is the one thing I think that they're missing, is that when it comes to the things that can hold you back, and I'm going to call it entree insecurities. So you'll see different little signs on here: hideous, not good enough, unattractive, stupid, talentless, ugly, overweight, loser, fat. And you'll just see these signs repeated. And I think that character in that picture really depicts those things back of what we're really thinking about when we don't want to do something. I'm not good enough to do this. There are so many other people talking about this. I'm weird. I'm a nerd. I gladly profess those different challenges, that not even challenges, those different quirks just about myself. Don't hide anything. I am who I am. And so, but those are the things, though, when you're first getting started, that I think that they don't even talk about enough, because whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're an online content creator, a creative entrepreneur, whatever you want to call yourself, these entree insecurities, because one way or another, you'll be an entrepreneur. These insecurities do tend to hold us back. And it's not the fact that we really think that we're not good enough, which those things can be true, but it's even something underneath that. It's something deeper than that. And what becomes deeper than that is the fact that you don't feel like you have enough. Like I guess it is like you're just not good enough. But it's like even back of that. So behind thinking that you're not good enough, yeah, that's that initial thought. Or this person has more stuff than me. Their house looks better than mine. Their hair looks better than mine. Their teeth are straighter than mine. Their teeth are wider than mine. Just whatever. You see that stuff, but then you also, underneath that, you have your real issues, which is that you've tied in and linked in your personal goals, your personal wants and achievements, your income goals, your family goals, your just different aspirations of life tied to the success of this thing. And you can't get past that to let those things begin to surface and become, some kind of realization, because you do feel like the guy in the picture. You do feel like you're insecure, like you're not good enough, and all of those different things. And I'm just wanting to encourage you that while at different times everybody experiences that, I think that's just part of the natural human experience of life, that you will experience those challenges. But I'm here to encourage you, move past it. Unless you plan to do something about it, actively plan to do something about it right now. You don't like the yellowing of your teeth, go get you some Crest white strips, or, the pre-brush rinse, or whatever it takes. Do what you got to do. If something is not where it should be, or whatever, if you don't like a house, just clean it up, straighten up, make it look best you can. I don't record all over my house. And like I said, it's just simply because it's not decorated. I think that it looks kind of bland. But otherwise, I work in here, so I do my work in here, so I record in here. But, it's like, what difference do it make? What difference does it really make? When you have something to say, you have something that's important, don't let these entree insecurities begin to hold you back and hold you hostage from the things that you are wanting to do in your life. And so something that needs to be said and something to be known. Every level of entrepreneurship, it includes a new level of insecurity. So it doesn't matter if you're at 100,000 subscribers. It doesn't matter if you're at 200 subscribers. It doesn't matter if you're at 100, 500, or 602. There is always another level. And with another level includes another level of, insecurities, another level of, things that you're concerned about. So know that when you begin to feel those things, you're not an outlier. You are normal. Everybody else has gone through and maybe is going through some of the same things. But here's another statistic here's a statistic I want to share with you. And 79% of internet traffic will be video content by 2018. Well, newsflash, we're moving into 2019 very shortly here. Very, very shortly here. We only have less than 60 days to go, and then we'll be into 2019. So we can pretty much say more than likely this statistic is true. And if you don't believe video is popular, all you need to do is turn on your local news, wait for the commercials to come on right now, and I guarantee you will be inundated with ads about your local politicians trying to get your vote. Even they are using videos. They have awakened to this, and I believe that no matter what business that you're in, whatever focus that you have, know that this is real, and that if you want to capture your space, your niche, your audience, those people that are out there waiting for you, waiting for a person like you to show up, you got to show up. And so let's jump to the 3 core principles of growing an online audience. And I believe building an audience is also building a community. That's why every time somebody tells me in a comment or something like that they subscribe to the channel, I tell them, welcome to the community. It's not just an audience. It's not just some people to make some money off of. It's a community. Everybody in any actual person, the body is integral to the community. I love this quote by Chalene Johnson, who I got a chance to meet when I was in Las Vegas. She says, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's how you break the plateau and reach the next level. And one of the things I learned early in business is that your comfort zone is your broke zone. So let's jump into some of these 3 core principles, because like I said, we don't have a long show tonight, but let's roll through these. So 3 core principles. I'm saying number 1, be yourself and strive to reach your next best self. You do not take your paycheck every pay period and walk around to your other coworkers and ask them what their paychecks look like. Even if something was wrong, you aren't quoting out the dollars and cents, and you're not doing that on a regular, consistent basis. You're not asking them about their raises and how much that will impact them. You're not asking them about any of those things. So why in the world would you compare your business to somebody else's business? One of the things that I love by my mentor, coach, friend, Sean Cannell. Like I said, I was at his event in Las Vegas, Think Media Group, and I had the VIP access and the team. One of the things that he always says that I really love is that don't compare your beginning to somebody else's middle. I don't care how long they've been in the game doing whatever the game is, whether that is online marketing. I don't care if that's running your business or if it's local or whatever. Don't compare your beginning to somebody else's middle. Don't begin to compare your eighth of a beginning to somebody else's almost milestone. Don't compare your middle when you get there to somebody else's end. When we have some of these major pioneers of business begin to pass away, you can't compare what you're doing right now to what they did over a lifetime. So I very much so just wanted to just impart that. Don't compare your beginning to somebody else's middle, and make sure that you're being yourself and strive to reach your next best self. You should only ever be competing with yourself. And yes, there are things that are strategic that you can do. And I'm not saying that the experts are wrong in some of the tips that they share, but I am saying that one of the things that I think we begin to make mistakes with is copying. And we copy their style, and we copy what they say, and we copy what they do. Modeling after one person is okay to a certain extent, but you need to be doing it enough, doing videos enough, getting out there, sharing your message, talking about it, getting comfortable talking about it so that you begin to let yourself out more and strive to reach your next best self. Next thing is be upfront about your desires and your goals. And I see this a lot for even like, I don't know if you can say a medium or large creator, especially with the no small creator movement, which I subscribe to. But, be upfront about your desires and your goals. And I see a lot of content creators and YouTubers and all kinds of stuff where they get to a substantial size for themselves. And then they begin to talk about their income plans and their goals. And so it begins to feel like a bait and switch to the community, because it's not just an audience. It's not just a fan base. It's a community. People that have come to know you. They've come to know your children. They know when you got engaged or when you got married. They know like stuff about you that you are sharing, actively sharing, whatever your channel may be about. And so you have to know what your income plans and your goals are so that you can minimize any kind of backlash or that quote unquote sellout stigma that comes when somebody's now beginning to want to have a conversation about what their plans are for making some revenue off of their efforts. And I believe you should make money from the value that you're creating. And you should be honest and be vulnerable. Share those insecurities, share those things, but not too much. And here's why I say not too much. And it's not that, and I'm saying be vulnerable. It's just like basically just be open. Be open and share. But everybody doesn't want to know all of the micro intricacies of your life. We don't need to know that. I have, watched certain channels and I enjoy the creator. I enjoy what they're doing. I'm subscribed. I'm on the ship and I'm like, hey, this is great. And then something spirals and it goes bizarre. And the next thing that you know, they're crying all the time. They're whining all the time. They're complaining all the time. They're yelling all the time, not to a situation or a thing, but at the audience. They're yelling at the community. I have unsubscribed from channels where that's all that you have to say. If that's all that you want to do, goodbye to you. What's up, Jen? I'm just seeing your comment. Sorry for the delay there, my friend, but welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. But I unsubscribe from those channels where that's what they're doing. If this is the best that you can do with the audience that you have built, I don't need to be yelled at. I'm not a child. I am not a child. And most of you all aren't either. I know that I do not have a child-based audience. So we're all very grown over here. So it's just like to go to a channel that you went to go and learn one thing, and then all of a sudden it takes this huge detour to something else, and all that person ever do is, rant or go off, and they're basically just got an attitude the whole time. It's like, why am I even here? If I wanted to be depressed, I could think about some other challenges that I'm having in life right now. I could think about somebody else's, pain and sacrifice and struggle that they're going through right now. You don't have to look very far. There's poor people and people struggling and child hunger in every town, in every city, so, it's just like if you're going to begin to share different content online, be honest and vulnerable, but not too much. Know where the cutoff is. And I can't tell you where that cutoff is, but just know where to cut some things off. It's good to be open. And again, that shares some of those vulnerabilities and some of the things you may have done wrong, challenges that you're experiencing, all of that. But to the point, like I said, you get some of those creators, they start going off, yelling at people and arguing, and they just become super combative and angry. It's just like, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Third core principle, there has to be more to it than just, being on YouTube. You got to know what's the business behind what you're doing. And I honestly believe there needs to be a business behind what you are doing. If you started out on YouTube, you can develop a business model. If you have a business and you're trying to share what you're doing on YouTube and answer some of those questions and things like that, then what's the written out plan that you have? What's the plan for what it is that you're doing? Are you just posting for the sake of posting, or what's the written out plan? And then 2, what's the 30-day action plan? What's the future plan down the road and the things you hope to accomplish? But then what's the 30-day plan of action to start making some of these things a reality in your life? What are some of the things you're going to be doing? So one of the things you always hear is content is king, but marketing is queen, and she runs the house. And I believe that it's attributed to Gary Vaynerchuk. But content can be king. but what kind of content are you creating? And so wrapping it up, we're at the home stretch now, so make your channel make sense. And so real quick, I'm going to go through some of these videos, not all of them, obviously, but I'm just sharing with you something that, again, I wish somebody had talked to me about when I first got started. And I like to learn, and I move very quickly, as educated as possible on certain things. And so one of the things that I wish that I had more clarity on in the beginning is having a consistent theme, which I did, because at this time I was working with a small business coach. Now, he wasn't proficient in YouTube, but he did help me perfect and get I don't even want to say perfect, but really perfect my coaching business. And that translated into the things that I was doing online. And so your things that you will be doing is slightly different, but essentially they'll be the same. And so the key phrase that I learned from him that has just completely revolutionized anything that I do is you have to be able to answer helping who with what. And so we got different, videos up here. Money saving tips for startup entrepreneurs. Going shopping. Must-have books for startup entrepreneurs. How to fix your Facebook thumbnail. Facebook live video. A social media tip. How to start a home-based business. Simple gift ideas for startup entrepreneurs. How to create a Facebook page for business. How to start a business and work a full-time job. And so I was beginning to have those conversations and have those different things that I wanted to talk about and go over. And then number 2 is being able to progress that message. And so you can talk about different things. And I think most entrepreneurs are multi-passionate. And you can let me know in the comments, or if you're watching it live, and let me know in the chat, are you multi-passionate? Do you have different things that you want to do? You can list some of those things. I'll be curious to hear what you guys have to say. And if you're watching on the replay, definitely make sure you comment down below. But, begin to progress that message. And so as I begin to answer more questions for myself and figure more things out, I also began to share those different things. And so, I was talking about different personal development stuff, Amazon Black Friday deals, dealing with the issue of gas. Like I said, gear acquisition syndrome. I want this, I need that. And you just get into this YouTube cycle and you're watching all of the stuff and you're watching all the experts. You got to have the stuff. My first impressions of my Panasonic G85, I had moved away from my point and shoot camera, and I've, worked my way up the ranks to all of that stuff. Choosing a smartphone, the best smartphone for business, and do business cards still work, and all kinds of stuff like that. And then grow the community. That's the third stage, growing the community. And so like this stuff like this, The Secret Life of Cameras, a stop motion short, has nothing to do with anything other than it's something that is for my community. It really does. It has nothing to do with anything. Nobody's searching for The Secret Life of Cameras. It's not even anything that exists other than at my channel. And it's me putting my creative juices to work and having a little bit of fun with things that, if you've been a part of the community, stuff that you would have heard me say consistently in videos. And then I, had been talking about, my challenges with endometriosis, and I began to share, and I eventually unlisted it because I felt like this was too long. But, my reason why, and I was sharing like, without a reason why you won't. And I still believe that's true. So I wanted to redo this video in a shorter way, but I just felt 30 minutes was too long. But, begin to progress that message, continue to talk about those different things. And I moved away from, not even moved away, I progressed the message into more on the technical aspects as my audience began to grow and the challenges that they were having began to change, then began to shift that focus. So you can be multi-passionate and talk about different things and legit still be on topic, but being able to move on. And so again, just to touch on it, is the great Bill Gates has said, don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do so, you are insulting yourself. And I love that quote so much, because everybody here, everybody in the community, like I said, whether you're watching this live or you're watching it on the replay, everybody has something to add. Everybody has some value to contribute, even to what is considered a crowded space on YouTube. And it's not like, stuff that, like when I mention the topic, things that the experts are hiding from you. It's not that it's some tactic that they refuse to share or something like that, but there are all those things that before you turn the camera on, when you're looking and you're researching those videos and the things that kind of keep you from pressing the record button. It's all the things that we talked about tonight, or like I said, the whole thing about feeling insecure about what you're doing. Is this even right? Should I even be posting online? Are people even going to like me? And it just makes you feel like a third grader all over again. It's just like first day of school. Who's going to be my friend? Do you want to be my friend? Do you want to play with me? You know, those simple questions that have so much more packed underneath it. Because again, if you have ever had that conversation with a kid and they say they didn't want to play with me, I don't understand. What's the problem? What's wrong with me? What did I do to them? They begin to take it personal, and it's no different than the things that we experience in YouTube and any online platform, and just reaching out and beginning to take those steps and moving forward and say, well, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not connecting? Why is this not hitting home? And you could be doing all the stuff that, like I said, that the experts legit give, but just know that this is a component of it that exists where, they may not cover it all the time. And so just real quick, as always, you guys know if you ever have any questions, we can definitely put that in the comments below, or you can always connect with me on my website at DianaGladney.com, which I'm still refreshing. It's active, but still refreshing it. So if you find any dead content, you can just shoot me a message, Diana@DianaGladney.com. Let me know where you found it at, and I'll get it fixed. So I'm still working on that as well. But then just any other questions about anything we talked about tonight, or I previously talked about on the channel, or Entree Chats Daily Podcast, make sure you definitely hit me up. But let's take a look, see here. Jen, you saying it's okay? What are you referring to, my good sir? And I think I'm frozen there for some reason. But like I said, webcam works, so we're good to go. So Jen, you saying it's okay? I'm not sure what you're referring to, my good sir, but it's all good. So yeah, but if we have no questions, nothing to chat about further, I'm super pumped and excited to have you guys here on the stream. I'm so thankful that you are a part of the community, and it's just so many things to continue to talk about and to cover, but I did not want to let the day go by and not, address these things, because it's like I believe everyone on the channel, just about, either you have a YouTube channel already and you're just getting started, or you're considering starting your YouTube channel and you haven't uploaded your first video yet. So I just wanted to share some encouragement, some things. He said, okay, let me see here. He said, when you say you did not see my comment. Okay, alrighty. Gotcha. Appreciate you. But, it's just some things to know when you're first building out your channel. You can have way more subscribers than I do and still experience the same challenges. So, the vanity metrics of the things that, that bother us and stuff like that, it's just like, at the end of the day, as long as you're connecting with the people who you want to connect with, you're reaching those who you want to reach with and all that good stuff, then it is what it is, and you got to do what you got to do. But that is all. It's been a fairly short stream tonight, which is cool because I have plenty of videos to edit for this M50 series that is just getting on my last nerves at this point. But I'm excited to wrap it up and finish up things shortly. So hopefully next week you probably be bombarded with a little bit of the content consistently, but it'll be fine. It'll all work out. So, but guys, it's been a plum-pleasing pleasure to serve you this wonderful evening. But if you have any questions, any concerns, anything like that, make sure you leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed what you saw tonight, definitely make sure that you leave a rating, not a rating, review. I'm thinking about a podcast. Make sure that you definitely hit like, subscribe if you want to stick around and enjoy more content like this here on Entree Woman TV. But got a comment. So now I got to jump out of this window here. So Coco, not Coco. You're saying, I applaud everyone starting a YouTube channel. I have wanted to start one, but fear stopped me. Yet the people I have watched over the years now have hundreds of thousands of subscribers Great topic. Thank you so much, Coco. I appreciate you for commenting. And you know what? Everybody starts where they suck. Everybody starts. It's just like if you never know where you're going to get to if you never start. And so we just have to punch fear in the face, as Sean Cannell's coining the phrase now. And it's just the way that I look at it. You have that passion and that thing that you want and that you love. And then you have some little bitty, flimsy nothing of a fear of a what if that hasn't come true, battled up against this huge, big, wonderful blessing of a gift that you have or a message that you have to share. And when you compare the two, is a potential, bad comment on YouTube going to outweigh what you can get from actually connecting with somebody to say, you really helped me. I really appreciate that. And so that's what I would encourage you to do, Coco. Just think about what you have to say and what you want to connect, what you want your message to connect about, who you want to connect with, and just don't let anything hold you back. Just stay strong. It'll be all good. But guys, as always, my friends, live with passion, and I'll see you guys on the next video.